not expecting that third player. They clear out Elysian Nitro, but that third player is able to clean things up.
Alright, Deagles, a couple of Glocks, a P250. It's not much to write home about. JDM's up for the challenge, and I was going to have a little bit of a chat about JDM and see how you feel about this. You know, his AWPing at one point, it was quite a focal point. It was something to truly be discussed. It's gone a little bit quieter recently. It's not been as much of a factor. Is this a style change? Is he not as confident? What do you think's happened with this guy?
It's two things. I mean, it's a little bit of a style change. Obviously, when he was in CLG and he had that, he was probably the best operator in North America for a number of months, is when he was allowed to play that Guardian style where he was the focal point of everything. He got everything he wanted with that team. It was set up entirely for his success. Now he's having to learn a different way. The second part of why maybe he's a little bit quieter is because Liquid themselves as a team have never been able to incorporate an Opera, so they're learning as well how to make more plays for the Opera, how to set the Opera up to have success. And obviously that's going to be a struggle at times when you're learning how to kind of play this new style like that, playing it properly. But the good news for them is I know Elise just put out that quote that the AWPing has been a little bit of a struggle for them. JDM had a phenomenal game in that loss versus Flipside in triple overtime to qualify for the major, but JDM was great with the AWP in that game.
Yeah, absolutely. But for now, a good clean round for Liquid here, not losing a single player, barely taking any damage at all across the board. Exactly what they'd be looking for in this point, not giving up anything to those rather deadly Deagles that did sit in Navi's hands. But a 4-0 start. A nice way to get yourself confident, and you know, Stan's score looks impressive. Let's remember that that the 5 edition. Let's take that way, but it's still looking pretty good for them. And they haven't gone for that full upgrade yet either. They've still got a couple of these slightly lower tier weapons. I guess you can put the UMPs there. The FAMAS is still out for JDM, but he's doing just fine. Got plenty of money to fall back on, and they know Navi's money is far from perfect.
Yeah, and still, I mean, it almost feels like one of those bonus rounds. You still have a UMP in play. You still have a FAMAS as well. That's quite nice. Heavy Halls presence for Navi. They want to try and take over that portion of the map, push it back.
And they've kind of lost down Banana early as well. There was, again, that 3-man stack over towards B. 2 players play down pretty deep. One sits back a little further, and again, they've got great map control. But JDM gets put on notice. Has to fall back now. Got a little careless, I guess, playing towards quad. Didn't feel much pressure, and then the peak was there. Stan as well, playing pretty passively towards Arch, but there's the breakthrough. Simple, going to find JDM, and now Stan has to find one back, but he can't do it. Seized is just better. Twist falls as well, and maybe you can see that firepower suddenly starting to appear for Navi.
Yeah, a little bit of awkward fights, I think, for the Liquid guys. Stan is all especially trying to push, but wasn't expecting it through the smoke. I think maybe, I mean, even with the great economy that Team Liquid has, Elysian Nitro there should have just fallen back and saved those weapons, but they have plenty of money to come back into this. It's going to cost a lot, though, which is a little bit unfortunate, but finally he's going to be AWP in JDM's hand. Twist, we have to say, on this map, he was phenomenal defending against Tai Lu when they played on this map at the qualifier. But Twist did play that balcony position quite a bit. So if Navi has done their research, that's something they might be able to. It looked like they were pre-aiming that a little bit, which is a pretty popular angle to go to. So that could just be it. But if they're going to continue to do that, Twist could be in for a little bit of a nightmare. JDM, the aggressiveness. That's how you like to see. Liquid has given him free reign at the start of these rounds to try and go for those opening picks, and today he delivers.
I love that as well. And a bit of maybe a slip of the mind from Navi. Normally you either see a molly there, a window, or someone just pre-aiming it from T-Apps, but no one was there. You got complete free reign. You know, throw your minds back to JW doing that every day of the week, every single time he was on this map. You know, that used to be his sort of turf, but for now, that's a beautiful start for JDM with that debut of the AWP coming out here. Probably going to get himself feeling pretty good about it, but still good utility on the Navi side, so they can build from this, but they have very little step towards anywhere on this map.
Yeah, that one pick is going to hurt moving down the line. Either way, there's flashbang up mid. They want to get into position. It's going to be JDM's AWP again is waiting in lane. Smoke to block off Rap side. And this is the spot JDM got picked at in the very last round as well. And at the moment with that man advantage, this is nice from Team Liquid. They've kept 2 players at the B bomb side, realizing with the man advantage you don't necessarily need to cheat or rotate. So they're just playing a very, very defaulted setup. And it looks like Rap side is going to be where they put the focal point.
It could put strain on Liquid, though. If Navi get control of Arch, if they kind of block off what Stan can see, he's going to have to pull himself through towards CT to ensure that B can't be pinched on. We know that Navi used to love doing this as well. They used to do their pistol rounds like this, but Stan now gets the idea. He knows what's coming his way, just pre-fires, hoping someone steps into it, but they break through. Now the next issue is the 2 players already on B, but they're going to have to split themselves up, and they know it. So Elige going to post up by those ruins. First challenges Guardian, he succeeds. Sees the second, and well, he just comes alive, doesn't he? That's the power that Elige can have, and that's perfect. Even though the time was so low, he still contained the threat so well.
It's also great. I mean, great positioning from Stan as well. Moving over, being able to call the information that they are coming spawn, that it is going to be a B split. and you can see the damage he's done. Yeah, it's unfortunate he doesn't get any kills, but these are easy ones for Alige to line up, especially when Nitro takes the attention of some of them from the bomb site. Very, very...
Perfect composure. Navi still able to buy, of course. Got the AWP up on Guardian. Not often do you see them miss, and not often do you see teams give them a chance to get those shots.
Yeah, exactly. And Team Liquid, I mean, that's a little bit of a risk to go for that jump across on mid. Especially considering the round previous, Navi had survived with all 5 players, so they had to have known another buy was coming out. Either way, no damage dealt. Everything calms down here in the mid-round. 3 players from Navi take control of Banana, forcing the defenses back just a little bit of pressure.
I do like the way that Liquid are actually holding their utility this time. Normally, by the time the Navi hits, you're down to so little, right? And it's a classic thing with, you know, the classic Navi style before the, you know, the addition, I guess, of Simple and the different approach, right? The fact that you're generally down to sod all by the time they actually get to the sites because they just run it down. But, you know, Liquid are holding their ground. They're not giving us up too easily, but Navi do have map control building now.
Another change in the defense, though. Navi has spotted out JDM in halls and in lane side, I think, once or twice. Now with the AWP, he goes over towards the library. So trying to switch him up, trying to lure him in maybe to... Either way, he's going to be the rotator, and with the AWP, he'll be smoked off from spawn if this execute does come in. All 5 players going to be on this side of the map for Navi. They have nowhere else to go. Tough part is... He's playing right behind this smoke as well. This is a little bit dangerous. It's clear at the moment. Here come the nades. He's going to stick for this fight. No, he's not. He's going to go behind it. Pop flash perhaps off the wall, off the tree. Here it comes, and jumping through.
Back in. I love it. That's a brilliant flash, but he just couldn't land the shot in the end. I love the intention. But he's bought time. Look at it. 14 seconds left. They still had that utility. He's still got 2 mollies as well. Nitro, if you can buy time, you do God's work at this point. He knows that as well. 7 seconds. He's playing for the plant here. Finding one on the way out. His brilliant flame. He goes down, but the trades come in. The bomb is planted. And now Navi have a chance to fight, but it's one man who stands, and it's Guardian in a 1v3. No step towards the bomb here. Has to check Banana. No one's there. And time's ticking. I don't know how much he can do at this.
Yeah, 2 Molotovs as well. There's nothing you can do. Stand, 4 kills on the round. Liquid's done such a great job. I mean, it's partially Liquid, obviously, doing a great job delaying, and the players in the B bomb site fighting at the right moment when the reinforcements do finally come. But also Navi, I mean, they slow that hit right down. They get stopped by a Molotov, and that's the double-edged sword of this style. If you're going to be this slow-paced at times when you're executing with 15 seconds left, you have to force the issue, even if it's inconvenient, even if it puts you at a huge disadvantage. You just have to get into that site.
It's a crazy thing, isn't it? Because you look back at the previous Navi when they were able to do this on such a regular basis. You knew it was happening. You knew they were going to go for that 20-second hit, but they still made it count. So it's that missing factor right now. You think with the addition of the almost higher tier firepower, it could be different, but no. But here we go. A little bit of a free farm time. Not to be too easy there. Nitro could be caught out in this situation, but he's doing pretty well so far. Able to back away surprisingly. Drops out on Molly 2. Is now swarming the side. It's Guardian eventually to break in, but it's only Guardian left.
Well, it's only Guardian, but he does have the AWP. Great nade stack from Navi, bouncing the nades off the wall, dealing so much damage to Alige. He can only get 1 kill. There's the Molotov to force him out. Unfortunately, there's a lot of utility being used by Team Liquid, and the smokes are up, so they can't punish anything that a Guardian does. They can't punish the movement, and it's all right because the bomb's on the other side of the smoke. But it does give Guardian a chance to slow things down to see if he can find any of Liquid making a mistake.
He's got a minute to play with. And if it was anyone else, okay, maybe Simple, you'd put in the same category, but Guardian can make these situations work. If Liquid give him the tiniest of windows, small opportunity, that's where it can go. But they're not at the moment. They've fallen back. They're playing pretty smart. They're just literally sitting here for that bomb. So you don't have to be too worried. Twist already considering that, the deep rotate, him going all the way back around towards middle. JDM holding ruins, and Stan just kind of chilling out, watching for that straight up push. So there it is. Nice work from JDM. Stoic in nature, not going to give that one away. Guardian not allowed the room to make the play that he was desperately hoping for. And a good approach from Navi, though. They made it pretty costly. They did manage to get that far, but still, you need rounds on the board at this point. You're at 7-1.
Should say as well, I mean, that round could have obviously turned very, very easily. Nitro, he's the guy picking up the second up when they want to run a 2-up setup, so Navi's now seen that. That's a great bit of information they can bring into this next round. Pretty interesting. I mean, he hasn't gotten a whole lot of action. Twist has yet to get a kill. He's only died once, though, so it's not a huge issue. I believe this would be a timeout from Navi at this point. If you're down this much, if you haven't had it, they haven't even really had any kind of success.
No, they've they've really been limited, and individuals as well for Liquid have been hindering them massively. I love that play from JDM already, having the confidence to go towards apps, you know, make the play towards second mid. That was beautiful. Instantly puts them on 4 players, lose out on nothing as well. Didn't even take damage.
Yeah.
So it's just everything seems to be going very nicely for them. I don't know what more to say. You've got Stan having a brilliant game too. He's doing just fine. And there's no big fire, you know, starting to burn under Navi yet. There's no one player finding that huge form.
And look at this buy as well. 3 Deagles, UMP on C's. So out of that tactical timeout, they go for the Hail Mary play.
Gotta risk it for a biscuit, Jason.
That's what I hear. That's what I've been told.
Now, let's see what Liquid do on this sort of round. It's still dangerous. You're hearing the Deagles. You know there may be that threat of that AWP being around, or you know, something being around for these guys. There's always that kind of, in the back of your mind, what do these guys have? So you've got to be a little bit aware of it. But already Alige, deep smoke down Banana, still retaining great deals of control. It looks like a bit of a, maybe a quick pinch towards quad at this point. We'll see where they head.
This is so dicey. Though, I mean, the Deagles are great, but they're not that great for executes and force buys. Like, you can't just overrun the bomb site. You can't swarm out the halls and find that kill in pit as easily. This is a very, I mean, despite it being 3 pistols, this is a very pick-heavy kind of setup with 1 AWP and those 3 Deagles. A lot of utility used by Liquid. 50 seconds left on the clock. Still a Molotov on Nitro. He's over towards the B bomb site. And this is where it gets dangerous.
I love this boost, though.
Yep, and he can obviously jump up on the roof, jump up onto the railings.
Gives him play, but Twist hasn't let anything show yet either. He's playing very passively towards pit, maybe just playing the cross towards the site. This does give Guardian great deals of room to get information, and look at this, just assassins creating around the map, but he has made noise. They will probably know where he is now. 27 seconds, they've crept their way up. There's still so much threat here. If Twist gets overwhelmed, and there we go, Stan already going down, there's the shot. Twist has fallen, and it's all on JDM to try and keep this site safe. And what can he do here? Nothing. Gets swarmed in the end by the Zerg force of Navi, just getting up in their face. They've got the double AWP now. They've got everything they want. If they can lock this after plant down, which they should be able to, Navi, what a way to turn things around.
That's too much respect over to the Navi side, allowing them to have so much presence in lane all the way up to the bomb site. They had no pressure. There were no counter nades. I mean, they just didn't have any left. That's one of those rounds where Liquid just used too much too early, and now trying to go for this retake in a 2-on-4. Nitro gets a kill, but he just has to save now. You do not want to have to rebuy this weapon. You've already lost so much. Navi is going to get their second, and they have a double op to play with. It's not, we talk about the T side of Inferno being tough for oppers, even tougher, I would imagine, for double ops to go out, but free weaponry is nice.
That's not bad. I don't know if they can find an AK to change out with. I don't think they need to at this point. You still have a very capable double op in the form of Simple being there too. Let's not forget that if he fancies a go on it, but you know, for Navi, it's around on the board more than anything. One that, I guess at the start of it, you wouldn't necessarily expect either. They weren't having much luck. There wasn't much coming their way for free. They were playing very deep on Team Liquid. As you said, probably a little too deep.
Way too passive. And then there was even a flashbang on... Well, the tough part is they were playing... I think that was JDM in the site with the AWP. When you play with an op inside the site, there's not a whole lot you can do, right? He had a flashbang, and he drops it in lane, but, I mean, Twist doesn't peek with it. JDM obviously can't really peek with it with the AWP, so... A lot of opportunities there for Navi to get exactly what they wanted. Here's a clever peek. Flamey's got to be careful, but Nade Stack takes out Guardian. Rough round for him.
Guardian falling, that's one AWP removed. Simple retains the other. They can recover it if required, but for now, that banana control still does sit with Navi, but they just don't have much play beyond that. They do have the AWP now back in hand. I think they've just thrown it off the map, if anything, or maybe just removed it away, so the double AWP can't be just instantly placed towards Liquid's hands if they do try and play back down banana, but at this point, Navi still have utility put in place. 1 minute on the board as well. JDM going to get flashed out of the angle. He still has Stan there too. Molly goes in. Nade to follow. Maybe start tendering towards his A site.
Oh, you hate that timing. The flashbang gave him the angle one more time, but he is luring them a little bit up mid to Stanislaw. Navi have not cleared that yet. There's the peek from him, and the op is the next one up. That's Simple with it, but he can do absolutely nothing. And meanwhile, the B defense is strong as well. All 5 players alive for Team Liquid still, and it's just Flamey. 38 seconds. He's got everyone to find, everyone to kill, and he's given away his position now. Nitro can just hide. He swings, he gets the headshot, and Alige finishes it off.
Tates are not able to get any early easy presence. There's nothing easy happening on this map. You're not getting those quick picks on Banana. You're not getting anything for free.
There's nothing convincing going on from Navi, is there? I mean,
No.
it just, I mean, even the round they won was, you know, with the Deagles and it was Guardian with the op. It was give Guardian plenty of time. That round it works out. This time it's give Guardian. I mean, he gets taken out, but you're letting Simple try an entry towards Rapside with the AWP, get busted up with a stack. So yeah, this Navi side is not looking efficient.
Is this 007? What is that view? That was very confusing. Yeah, and Navi's money is about as flat as their gameplay. So
It's garbage, isn't it? I mean, they have an AWP again, but it's Guardian with no armor. This is another round again where, I mean, you're going to see, I think, probably a similar sound to what we saw when they had the 3 Deagles, is let him do his thing. They at least have an AK on C's, and Simple, excuse me. That's going to be pretty helpful. The main thing is Team Liquid, keep being assertive. You know, don't give up that much space towards A again. You just can't do that. You can see what Navi's able to manipulate when they have that much space and ability.
We'll see if they become aware of this. If they, you know, it's one thing to watch a team lose a round like that and be frustrated. It's another to see a team adapt. And oh, they're going very aggressive down mid, but there's Guardian already going to land that shot so perfectly towards JDM. But do they expect Stan here? Well, they didn't expect him, but they still trade on it. That's okay. Simple going to keep things going, and that A side is looking vulnerable. Twist yet to really get into this matchup. He's had a very quiet performance so far. Again, not really having to do too much just yet. Got a little outdone a couple of rounds ago, but he's done okay.
Yeah, I mean, no one's really attacked him at Halls.
No.
He's had a little bit of a boring time, so we hope he can get back into it if they do come his way, and it looks like he might have some pressure put on him here. It's going to be Nitro and Twist at the A bomb site, allowing Align to play alone at Banana. They've got to be careful. They know AWP is in play. Flamey's got a second one as well. They can hear this exchange of guns, the player in the bomb site. You know, these noises can be heard out. Nitro probably making those calls. Twist and Pit. Oh, excuse me, on the balcony.
Again, he loves this angle. I don't blame him for liking it. You can fall off it. It's just tough. And with Nitro playing this spot, I guess you can at least, you should be able to trade effectively, but you can see how Navi are trying to work into this one. Good work from Nitro. Now Twist gets to chime in as well. Brilliantly played between each other. Now time begins to tick for Navi, down to 38 seconds, but with Guardian finding Alige, it opens up an avenue towards B, but oh, Nitro! Right through the smoke. That's brilliant. Now it's Edward in the 1v2.
Not wanting to give it away, but now he kicks off because he knows both players at the A bomb site. And Liquid, these guys have got to know he's hiked it over towards the B bomb site. Yeah, they're already on the rotation, going down mid, sticking together. No utility, though. So, Edward, what position do you take?
God.
He's going to go right towards Banana.
Yeah, bomb planted for it now. It's all up to Edward. He can do this. He's heard one. Did he see them? He must have seen them. Someone's got to have called it. No! He's unawares. Now he's aware, though. With the shots coming through, he has to pick a position. And it's the first boxes, and it's not good enough. Nitro's there. The retake works out. And Navi are getting nothing.
That's that little jump that we saw Lagia doing. And I don't think you can even see it, to be honest with you, if you're Edward. So a little bit unfortunate, but nice trick, obviously, that is getting blown up. That everyone now knows about. So
Get Right was loving that in mid on Cash, wasn't he?
yeah.
The thing is, you can do it in so many spots throughout the maps, but seeing it kind of done to that extreme...
Listen, it's a bit broken. Let's just put it out there. It's a bit broken.
It'd be nice if Valve maybe fixed that, though. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I know. That's the best laughter to sum it up with. Hey, Valve, want to help? Nah, it's all right. Dota's busy at the moment, guys. But Navi with only 2 rounds. Let's get back to topic, because... that was a lovely little run boost. It didn't really equate to much, but it looks nice.
Well, Stan's going to push down mid again, and he's going to catch one off guard. Jumping across, there's a good kill. JDM covering him as well. A second for Stanislaw. Nice aggression, changed the pace. The